Hey guys, it's Victor Hill again. I woke up this morning and I'm thankful. I'm grateful for another day, another opportunity to, another opportunity to live life. I never really thought about it much before, but every day is a blessing. If you think about now, man, things are so unknown, especially with this coronavirus, things that are going on. I just want to encourage you to look at every day, every breath, every second as a gift from our Creator, you know? And as an act of gratitude or thankfulness, I find that it's important for me to be obedient to what He says that I should do. He says that we should love one another. And I've come to take that really seriously. God doesn't come down and pass out sandwiches. He doesn't give hugs. He doesn't give advice, write checks. What He does is He commands that we love each other. And if we listen to the nudging of our hearts, that His provisions can be made, His kindness can be felt through us. And if we allow God to work through us, then we're connected. And if we're connected, no matter what you see, what people say, or what you go through, it's going to be all right. And I know the uncertainty of life. I get it. And the not knowing, it creates fear and, depression and negative feelings sometimes. And that's where faith comes in. So if you're going through something, man, I encourage you to have positive actions, positive ideas, and expect a positive result. Expect a positive result. That expectation is called faith. And faith brings hope. And hope brings light. Anyway, I just want to, talk for a second and encourage you and let you know that God isn't far off at all. He's near. Okay? Never forget that. And yes, sometimes things get so rough that we don't know how we're going to make it. But if you look back on your life and you look back on all the things that you've been through, you have to admit that the resolution sometimes came out of nowhere, or you didn't even realize that it was going to come. But what I'm trying to say is that you made it. And just like you made it through those, you'll make it through this. God is with us. Just a quick update as far as the blankets that I'm going to be giving out to the homeless folks. I'll be doing that this week, this Christmas week. I got great ideas about how to distribute them in the best way, to reach the most people. We got about 200 or so blankets. Things we take for granted, though. I've been in the homeless position at one point, and I learned a lot. And sometimes we take things like a warm place to sleep, blankets, food, and people to love us for granted. At any rate, I'm going to be passing them out, and I'd really like to raise some money so that I can give out Starbucks gift cards. Something warm to wrap around you, and a hot cup of coffee or cocoa. Man, that goes a long way. And honestly, they're just simple gestures of kindness to let folks know that they're cared about. Love isn't always money, though. I get that. A listening ear, a kind word, being willing to stop your day for someone to let them know that they're important. We used to say things like treat people like we want to be treated. That we should love one another, and that value doesn't come from what we own. And sometimes people in the homeless position, they're not recipients of those ideas. And a part of God's command to love one another, and even though that those folks may not be doing as well financially as us, They're still one of us. They're still one of God's creations. You know, so I just want you to keep the less fortunate in mind. Um, if you're able to donate, uh, that's awesome. If God touches your heart now, I know that everybody's not able, and some folks aren't willing, and I get all that, and but what I do know is that God will always provide, and He works through people. The book says you have not because you ask not. The first thing that I do is I pray to God, that His will be done. And then when necessary, I reach out to folks just like me, just like you, because I'm just trying to do, well, some good to those who, are kind of by the wayside in our society. Jesus said, what you do unto the least of these, you do unto me. I'm sure you guys know the story. Prior to that, when he was talking about, again paraphrasing, that they didn't clothe them or give them water or feed them, things of that nature. And they said, well, when didn't we do those things? Paraphrasing again. And he said, well, what you've done unto the least of these, you've done unto me. And today in our society, those that are considered the least are those the most impoverished, the homeless community. And I want to act accordingly to what I believe and what I know to be right. If you guys want to extend a helping hand, that'd be awesome. In the comments, I'll leave a some information if you want to donate something, and if you don't, that's fine. But what I do know is that God doesn't give a vision without providing provisions. God doesn't give a vision without providing the provisions. At any rate, guys, listen, if nobody told you that they loved you today, I want you to know that I love you. I say that because I know something. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is, let your light so shine before men that they will see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. If the Bible says, for us to let our light shine, that means that there's a light in us. That light is a part of His light. You know what I mean? So when I look at you, when I think of you, I don't think about what you have or don't have. I don't look at whether or not you're appealing to the eye. I don't care about your issues, your situations, or your hang-ups. I just know that there's a beautiful light inside of you, and that makes you easy to love. Sometimes that light gets covered up with all this garbage that we get from this world, man. So I encourage you to cultivate your life. Cultivate your light. Exercise love, compassion, kindness, and care. And let your light grow, and your light will shine. That light attracts people to you like a moth to a flame. You're awesome. You are awesome. You don't need one more thing to make you awesome other than the light that He has placed inside of us. All right, guys. Again, if nobody told you they love you today, I love you. Again, I'll put a way to donate if you so choose to in the link. Again, I'm simply trying to raise money so that I can get Starbucks gift cards. I'm going to give out the blankets this Christmas week. If I could get some cards to go with that, blankets, something warm to wrap around you, something warm to drink. And I don't know what that sounds like to you. It doesn't sound like much. Again, like most of us take for granted things like that. But to someone who's outside 24 hours a day in the cold, a blanket and a hot drink goes a long way. At any rate, if you would pray for me, and I'll pray for you. I appreciate your time. God bless.